I'm Taylor Queen, and this is Wesley Altman and Parker Cope. We were given the opportunity to come up with some student service projects, one for the fall and one for the spring.
Now, why were we asked to do this? We were asked to do this because the school mission statement says to make students who contribute positively to self, family, and community. And so, in order to do this, we need to get students involved in community service, and so we chose the Fort Mill Care Center as our fall service project.
So our first one is the fall service project, and this is going to be tied together with the canned food drive, which we already do. We just want to get more students involved and make it a bigger impact on our community.
Now, currently we do the empty bowls, which is where teachers pay money to eat a meal out of a bowl and symbolize that families go without meals. Also, we do the pie in the face, which is where two teachers go head to head in a battle of who can raise the most money, and the teacher that raises the lower amount of money gets pied in the face. And we also do the first block can drive between the whole entire school, and the class that raised the most gets a Chick-fil-A meal.
So our first idea we have is the student-faculty basketball game. This is where the top 10 students, or top 10 teachers who raise the most amount of cans will be able to participate in the game. If they choose not to, then we'll just go to the next person in line. And the students in those winning classes, the students that bring in the most amount of cans in those classes, will be the 10 students that will be participating in the game as well. This will be taking place on a Friday near the end of the canned food drive. This will be fourth block, where teachers will collect $1 in their fourth block. 45 minutes gives us enough time to transition to the game and actually enjoy watching the game as well.
Another idea that we came up with was the Blue Jean Week. And that'll be where faculty pays $10 to wear blue jeans all week long. And they are willing to do this because they do not normally get to wear blue jeans except for on Fridays. And we've done this before in FBLA. We've been able to raise thousands of dollars for the March of Dimes by doing this.
So football here at Nation Forward is probably our biggest sport that brings in the most amount of attention and money. So we thought that if we allowed students to bring in some cans, and they would be able to get a discounted football ticket, we would have to talk to Mr. Turner on the actual details and what we can actually take off it, but this would be a good way for people to bring in cans.
Something else that we came up with was a sculpture competition. And that'll be where teachers sign up their second block class and kids bring in cans to build a sculpture. The sculptures will be judged by a vote in which the Nation 4 News would come and film them, and after the news on Friday, the classes would vote to determine who the winner is. We'd be using both the auxiliary gyms, and the winner would be getting something similar to a Chick-fil-A breakfast.
So because we live in South Carolina, the two main schools are South Carolina and Clemson. This is a big rivalry here, so we thought it'd be a good competition to see which school can raise the most amount of cans. One area in the comments would be designated for Carolina and one for Clemson. So whatever school wins, we'll fly that flag in that designated spot for the year.
For promotion for this event, we came up with a canometer, which will be measuring the amount of cans brought in throughout the whole canned food drive. And so we also came up with some incentives for reaching goals. And all these will be done to Mr. Johns with his permission. Some stuff that we came up with would be to dye his hair, including his facial hair, bright red, dunk him in ice water, duct tape him to a wall, and have him get dunked on.
Well, as it was said earlier, I am Parker Cope, and I'll be presenting our spring service project, Crash the Creek. When we were asked to find somebody in the community that needed it most, we decided on Sugar Creek because they will be part of our future Falcon family. So we were privileged to have a meeting with Miss Greitz. She is the principal of Sugar Creek Elementary. In this meeting, she gave us two distinct service projects that she would like us to perform for her school. First one is a school-wide cleanup. What that would entail is waves of our students going in and cleaning up areas of the school that the janitorial staff would not normally be able to reach. Prime example of this would be the playground. Their playground is filled with rocks and sharp objects and a lot of stuff you don't want your child playing around. So if we could go through and clean all that up, not only would it be safer, it would be a lot more fun for the kids. Miss Wright said she would be willing to supply us with the necessary tools to clean up as long as we were willing to provide our service. The second thing that she came up for us with was a shark time. In this shark time, our students would go over to the younger ones of Sugar Creek Elementary, that would be pre-K through 3rd grade, and we were thinking about having the older ones, like 4th and 5th, come here. We would then assign all the Sugar Creek kids a reading buddy. What that would be is that would be a tutor, a reader, a motivator, just an overall friend to help that student with whatever they need. This would happen in early early January, and it would go through March. Miss Greitz wants us to really focus on consistency, because in order to make an impact on her school, we need to have a constant presence to help the kids, to make the kids more recognizable to the kids. Oh gosh, I'm messing up, I'm sorry. Can we
No. Just keep going.
Just go.
Alright. I'm gonna start over the slide though.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna start over that slide. Because I moved there on the shark time. Shark time is, I read my note card. I threw away my note cards on accident. So, shark time, tutor, motivator, helper. Can we cut this out? Is this gonna
Yeah, we can cut it out. You're good.
Since we're cutting it out,
But
you
just
knew.
keep going, because
we don't have much time. It's 9:30.
Okay, I'm trying to remember what I was saying for sure.
I need to do that.
I mean, can you do something about that?
Alright, Parker, let's go.
Okay, so we were privileged to have a meeting with Miss Greitz. Miss Greitz is the principal of Sugar Creek Elementary School. In this meeting, she gave us 2 distinct service projects for us to work on for her school. First one is a school-wide cleanup. This would entail waves of our students coming in and cleaning up some areas that the janitorial staff couldn't normally reach. Prime example of this would be their playground. The playground is filled with sharp objects and rocks and things that you don't want your child around. If we can go through and clean up, it would be a safer and more fun environment for the kids. Miss Greitz said she would be willing to supply us with the necessary tools as long as we are willing to provide our service. The second opportunity that she gave us was shark time. During this time, our students would go to the younger students of Sugar Creek Elementary, that would be pre-K through 3rd grade, and the 4th and 5th graders would come up here. Then we would assign everybody a reading buddy, and what that reading buddy would do is read, obviously, tutor, motivate, help, just whatever that Sugar Creek student needs, help-wise, we would provide for them. So this would start in early spring, January, February, March, and it would go through to around the time of exams and spring break. We just want to stay away from all that stuff so we can still have people willing and motivated to help. The big thing, though, that Ms. Greitz was focused on was consistency. In order to make an impact on her students and on her school, we need to have a constant presence. Therefore, we can truly help the kids and help their school. Now, this project has 2 very important whys. The first one is that it gives our students value. When our student goes down there and helps that child finds value in that student. That student realizes that they have value, and then they become more positive, more proactive, and a better student overall. So in a way, by helping the people of Sugar Creek, we're helping people here at Nation Forward. Second thing it helps with is it helps the Sugar Creek students. That Sugar Creek student sees that they have been served by this falcon that they will become, and that makes them think, well, if I'm going to become that, I want to be proactive and service-minded. They'll want to be that student that helped them. Thank you all very much for your time, and go Falcons!